is the blue. People saying the blues, the blue.
Okay, we're on, man. Is it recording on your side?
We're good to go.
All right, man. Episode 3, Bostin Bleus. How you been?
Good, very good. Good. I mean, as good as you can be during, like I said, we'll talk about the coronavirus, but I mean, we're doing, it hasn't changed for me because I'm a homebody anyways, but over here in Florida, it's not any different. I mean, people are still leaving their house. Grocery stores are still the same. Nobody's really doing the social distancing here. I don't know if they're doing that out there, but I heard in other cities like New York and San Francisco, they're only allowing like one person per aisle at the grocery stores and stuff.
Yeah, no, it's starting. It's not as bad, but it's starting to get that way a little bit here. I went to Home Depot once. I've left the house twice in about 4 weeks. Once to Home Depot, and I had to wait outside. Only a certain amount of people are allowed in the building, so I had to wait for some people to come out to go in.
See, that's craziness, man. That's just crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. It's something out of a movie. But yeah, and people, I'm here, man. The stuff with my clients is just insane. I mean, that's all over the world. People only allowed to buy a certain amount of chicken breast. Having to go to the store multiple times, and I mean,
yeah, I just had a client, a prep client, say he couldn't get eggs, so I had to make some changes.
Yeah, a lot of manipulations made right now. That's for sure. Especially the home workouts, man. I got dudes curling logs.
I see those videos you've been posting.
And that's just a couple of them. I got some ones that look like they're third world. I'm talking outside doing bicep curls with rocks.
Wow.
I mean, I got one guy doing drop sets in his kitchen with buckets, just pouring the water in his sink, dropping the weight.
Wow. Now something like that, or is that because they're prepping for a show that they think is still going to go on, or what?
It's actually both. I mean, guys that are just trying to keep everything because they know, when we come out of this, pandemic, like I've told a lot of people, you either have the choice to be 3 steps behind or at least 1 step ahead. And so a lot of these guys, even in their off season, they're still trying to progress. They're in their cycles. They still have goals. They still have access to food. So it's just a matter of, making it happen.
Yeah, that's good. This is a good time off for me. Like, I don't, like I said, I don't need really income because I save, but anybody that was a client of mine that did not have a gym membership, I froze their membership. So I'm not making any money during this time. But dude, honestly, like, I'm not going to charge somebody if they don't have access to a gym and let their time go. You know what I mean? It's not their fault that they didn't know this was going to happen.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I have so many people out there, doing the bucket workouts and everything. I've even had some people, take pipes, put them between coffee cans, make dumbbells, some pretty extreme stuff, to keep them going. I had a lot of pros doing, the New York Pro, the Indy Pro, the Toronto. No, now those are canceled, which sucks. Hopefully the Chicago's still on. But, all my guys that are still doing the Universe and the Masters and the USA, everybody's full steam ahead.
Those might get pushed back too. You don't know.
Yeah. Like I've told everybody, I was like, you can make this a win-win situation. Either we get extremely lean and you can do a photo shoot at the end, or we can pull the plug maybe 4 weeks out and then go and, take advantage of the anabolic rebound and grow again, or, if the show does happen.
I'm doing the same thing you are, man. They're still going to diet regardless.
Yeah, they're still going to make progress, Either way, you're going to get a photo shoot or you're going to get on stage, or you can get really lean and then transition into a growth phase. So no matter what, you can make this positive. It's just, there is a small percentage of people, within my clients that are, thrown in the towel a little bit. But honestly, it's pretty crazy. I'm still signing up people every day. It's surprising because a lot of these people are like, okay, I'm stuck at home and I still want to lose weight. If I wait, through this pandemic, I'm going to be even worse off with health. So fuck it. I'm just going to do it.
Yeah, I think the nutrition part is crucial for sure.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
I gave all my clients a diet to follow, like a general, just where I pull carbs a bit if they can't train, obviously, and then I froze their account. And it's a nice downtime for me because now I don't have to do all these check-ins, and I can spend time with them. But with the amount of clients that you have, I mean, you're probably still, regardless if some people can't train, you're still probably loaded up.
Oh yeah, I'm still doing. My life is the exact same. The last time I slept was Friday afternoon. It's
Dude,
the exact same thing. I'm gonna get probably 3-4 hours tonight and then keep
what's your
going.
busiest day? Saturday?
No, because check-ins they start Thursday all the way through Monday. That way there's that open window for everybody overseas and everything. But some people check in early. People are in different time zones, so their Monday, I mean, my Monday is their Tuesday. So I mean, sometimes people miss their calls, they miss their check-in. So it always usually starts late Wednesday night and goes all the way through uh, Tuesday afternoon usually. So there
Wow.
really isn't a break because there's always rescheduling with calls and then when I got to read blood work, I take my time and so it's not just a brush down the screen, I sit there for 30-40 minutes. So and a lot of times, English is a second language to a lot of my guys and so I always schedule phone calls when it comes to blood work and so going over that it's an accumulation and ends up always domino affecting the schedule. So I mean I just keep going and we
You don't have any young kids at the house, right?
no, kids are 19 and 20.
You don't. Yeah, so you could really put all your time into that. That's crazy.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of coaches out there, and I don't like this at all, that they hire people like under them, and like they have like 3 or 4 coaches under them, and then like for instance, John Meadows, I like him a lot, but he has like 3 or 4 coaches under him that call themselves Mountain Dog coaches, and I know for a fact I've seen their programs and I've seen their work. One of them trained our buddy Trey Brufy for his last show. That was a Mountain Dog coach that fucked him up. And, all these guys that work under him, but they can't monitor what these guys are having their clients doing. As you know, bodybuilding, it's all about having an eye.
Yeah,
And I don't know, dude, like for them to be able to use somebody else's name and say, oh, I work under so-and-so. I don't know, dude. That's how quality starts to go to shit. You know what I mean?
yeah, I am 110% in agreement with you. I think, and I love John Meadows. I think that guy is absolutely fantastic. His knowledge, him as a person.
No, he's good. He puts out good stuff.
No, he's a man of God. Like that dude is a super good person. But I don't like having trainers underneath.
He knows it. I messaged him on Facebook the other day. I mean, he's not dumb, dude. He knows that these guys are doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
it's just sad that they would use his, they're able to use his name for clients.
when they don't know what they're doing.
Well, like you can get taught by John Meadows for 3 years, right? And memorize all the information. But that doesn't mean you can apply it. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's what I've said forever. There's people out there that know how to write music, and then there's people that know how to write it and play it. That's the difference. And there's people out there that can memorize and regurgitate everything, but they don't know how to apply it and actually manipulate it with instinct. And
yes,
it's
and that's why I think Aceto, even though I don't think he's knowledgeable, I think he's a good coach in a lot of aspects because he has a good eye for when to pull stuff out. Cardio. Like you have to have like you said, a true instinct.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know certain, people that work under certain people, and I've had, certain people contact me, and I've seen their plans and this and that, and it's, sometimes it just looks like, the student playing teacher, and you can see it in their work, and it's dangerous because in this game, you're dealing with the human body, and the knowledge that they may be receiving from the main person, that's only based on their body. So they're just regurgitating that knowledge to other people, and it's only based on one person's body. That's the problem.
I had a guy like that hired me. He ended up winning a couple shows, and he's been giving out diets to people. that are my exact diet, dude, that I gave to him, and it's like, oh my God, like that's like the dumbest thing you could do.
I had, I don't want to say, well, basically, a high level athlete that I trained, and they sent in their check-ins, and then some other texts came in, and it was a protocol to somebody, had their name on it, and said, okay, I want you to do this, 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 and this. It was one of my protocols that I gave them. And they sent it to me instead of the person. The way that I write out things, I mean, you've seen my plans. I do the same as like Hawney or Matt Jensen, where we just write it down. We go all the way down.
That's how I do, yeah.
We don't do colored graphs.
Oh, yeah, no. My shit's old school too, man. Like, a lot of guys do that, like fucking Microsoft Excel and all that shit. Fuck
That's
that.
so stupid. No, yeah, I don't prefer it that way, but this person sent it to me, and it was literally my work that I had them doing. It was even some very specific things in regards to the chemical regimen, and some things, some notes that I had discussed with them in regards to their blood work. And they sent it to this other person, and I said, hey, wait a second. I go, you sent in your check-in, but you also sent in this. Who is this to? I said, that's my work that I've kind of discussed with you. I go, why does it have a different person's name at the top? And they're like, oh, it was just, I was explaining what I was doing to somebody, what I was doing. And I was like, I just knew it was off. And so I stopped working.
It called itself out.
Yeah. He was trying to say he was explaining to somebody. Why would he put a headline if he was just sharing it with a friend and put his name up top? So he was, regurgitating what I'm having him do. But, again, you're not understanding the art and the science behind it.
No, and then, dude, like somebody does that, right? And then, like, when somebody asks them a question, like, why are we doing this? They have no idea why.
No, they don't have why. That's why it's so funny when people contact me, through email and stuff, and I get questions 30, 40 times a day, and people are like, holy shit, I can't believe you emailed me back that quick. They think it's like an automated thing. I've had people crack up and they're like, you know what, so-and-so, and they're showing me screen captures of them working with somebody else or whatever. And they're like, this person says, they can't get back to me, or they're not answering my questions for a couple of weeks. And these are with some other big coaches. And I'm thinking to myself, I train more people than anybody. How do they not get back to you? That's impossible. It takes 10 seconds. And
dude, those Instagram coaches don't even respond after they send the initial program.
No, it's a joke. And I tell these people there's two reasons why they don't respond back. The first one is because of ego. They act like they're busy when they're not. And the second one is the most dangerous reason, and that's because they don't know what they're doing. So this person can be having some issue.
Most of it is copy and paste from previous coaches, but most of them are, as you know, most bodybuilders are fucking dumb. They usually just have really good genetics, so they're just copy and pasting that shit. And then, like you said, then what are they going to do? How are they going to make the necessary changes when they need to? And then, like you said, they're selfish and they're self-absorbed and they only care about themselves. So they're not going to respond.
Yeah, no, I tell people over and over again that, once they get to know me, then they understand. I'm truly 24/7. I don't care if it's a question about turkey breast. I don't care if you're in China and it's the middle of the night. There's no clock. I want you to text me. I'm very OCD. I don't want to hear 4 days down the road that you switched from chicken to fish when you could have texted me and we could have done this together. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of, it is a control freak, but it's, I just like to be on the same page and just, have everything.
Well, especially if they're a prep client, dude. They can't mess around.
No. Every day counts. Every hour counts.
Would you say most of your clients are competitive bodybuilders?
No, because not
good bodybuilders, but in general, do most of your clients have an aspiration of competing?
I would say, oh man, if I really think about it, if I break it down in my head, like I said, it's always a revolving door. It's always, I currently have, somewhere over 270 people right now. So, I got like 6 or 7 doctors. I got like 5 or 6 guys in the NFL. Got a couple guys in the UFC. I would say a good handful of 20 to 30 people that are just doing things because, they're referred to me from a doctor. Blood work.
So
or
not necessarily diet clients.
I mean, the majority of my guys are, have a bodybuilder mindset, yes. But as in having aspirations of competing, I would say, easily 150 to 200 guys, easily.
Oh, wow, man.
Yeah, I mean, and so I have some guys that don't even compete. I've had people that I've posted, and I have to take down their Instagram real quick because they'll message me and they'll say, take that down. I'm in law enforcement.
Because their jobs.
Yeah, because their job. And I have a couple of guys, like I have this one guy in the Netherlands. He's a straight up freak. He will not let me post any of his pics. He doesn't care about competing. He just wants to be a freak. He wants to walk around and be an absolute freak. And I kind of respect that because he truly fell in love with the lifestyle. He goes, I don't need to get an applause. He goes, I know what I look like. My family knows what I look like. He's like, I love this. I don't need to go on stage. I don't need pictures. He goes, I am patting myself on the back every day.
That's when you know that somebody does it for themselves and not for social media.
Yes, and I got major respect for him. I always crack up and I'll tease him, on his check-ins, and I'm like, "Thanks for the pics. I'm posting these in an hour." Yeah. And then he'll text me immediately and say, "Don't post shit." But no, there's a lot of people out there that just have personal goals and stuff, and I really respect that because they're driven in a real genuine way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I think there's more shitty coaches out there than good coaches.
Oh, God, dude. I've said it, and I know people, I've even had these fake coaches message me and say, dude, please stop saying the fake coach stuff, that 98% of the coaches out there are fake. Honestly, fake.
It's bad. It's bad. I see stuff, like, when clients hire you, they'll tell you who they were working with before and what they were doing, and you're like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Just makes you shake your head.
Oh yeah, dude. I see stuff crazy all the time where I just scratch my head and I'm like, wow, how did they put up with that? Why did they pay for that?
How many women do you have?
Oh man, women, I probably have maybe 20, 25 women at the most.
Still a lot.
Yeah. No bikini. I have one girl that's close. She does wellness and she's a genetic freak. But
mainly what, physique?
Excuse me?
Mainly physique girls?
Yeah, all physique. Yeah. All of my pro girls are physique and couple figure. But mostly physique, and then I have some bodybuilding pros and stuff. I never wanted to get involved with the bikini thing. I don't think it, a lot of people might not like my opinion, but I don't think bikini even has a place. I really don't.
No, and why would a bikini girl hire somebody like you? Like that's you're married. Like they're just after attention.
Yeah. My thing is, I don't want to get wrapped up into that. And I did the thing years ago where I trained, every type of athlete, and I got the braless pics. I even got girls that were butt naked, no panties, no nothing, and it wasn't right. It just wasn't right. It wasn't right or respectful to my family, to my wife, and so I just stepped away from that a long time ago.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, but well, you're looking healthy.
Yeah, man, I'm like 247, 248. Like we talked about, I do have a place I could train at. My diet's been fucking good, but I'm also on DECA, so I'm holding some fluid, which is fine. Now for diet wise, if your clients like, well, I want to talk about what I have my clients do, but I'll let you go first. Like, are you dropping your clients' food down who can't train?
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, absolutely. The guys that just cannot train, but they want to stay in shape. I've switched a lot of people to keto. I love using keto.
Smart. Well, I want to talk about that too. That's smart.
Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, if the carbs aren't there to be utilized as fuel, what is the point? They're just going to sit and they're going to get fat. But again, I have a couple of guys that just have outrageous metabolisms, and I can still give them moderate carbs every day because they're still going to be genetic freaks. I mean, nothing's going to change, And I have a couple of guys that are just doing bands, and they look no different than when they were training in the gym. I wish I was like that.
No, genetic freaks. All they got to do is stimulate the muscle, and they look sick.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I told you, I have this one guy. He's in Russia, and he's just at his house, and he's doing the buckets in his kitchen. And he was telling me, like we set up a program for him to do arms because we're trying to work on his arms. And, he's filling these buckets up with a certain amount of water, and then he's dumping them in his sink doing drop sets so the weight will lower. And he's sending me videos, and I'm loving it because I'm like, I respect that so much because I'm like, man, he's really hungry. He's still going after it.
No, I like that too when I see that. And honestly, when I tell my clients if they want to train and they don't have a gym, go to like the park or the bungalows and do push-ups, dips, and pull-ups. At least you could fucking stimulate your whole upper body with that.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So if you don't have a gym, I'm not really big on the whole home workouts, like lifting your couch and shit. That's stupid. You're going to get injured. But I think if somebody wants to stimulate their muscle, just go to the fucking park, do some dips, do some pull-ups and some push-ups, and your whole upper body will be good to go.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah. I've been telling everybody, basically go to Home Depot, get 4 buckets or Lowe's. 2 of the buckets, do concrete in them for heavier sets. Leave the other 2 empty. You can use water, so that way you can, change the weight, do drop sets, all that type of stuff. Get a metal pipe like what Dwayne was doing. Hook the buckets on the end. Put some screws at the end of each end of the pipe, so that way the buckets can't slip off. And you can do a lot of stuff. Deadlifts, all of your rows, a ton of stuff.
That's crazy, man. That reminds me of the shit that Cardillo guy does on his fucking Instagram.
I've seen some of his videos. Doesn't he like lift outside on a dock?
On like his ice dock. Yes, dude.
That's crazy. Yeah, well,
he uses buckets, dude.
Dude, it's
water. Like his lat pull down is like a bucket of water.
Wow, I've just seen a couple of his videos. He's probably laughing at all of us now, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff you'd be surprised, man, with just some buckets. There's so much stuff you can do. I mean, you can do about everything with legs except leg presses. You can do squats.
If you're training to failure, you're stimulating you're stimulating the muscle. If you're training to failure, no matter what.
Yeah. It's still about stimulation. Like I've told everybody, doing a workout that's, 70% of what it used to be is a hell of a lot better than not working out at all.
Well, I think you could at least maintain muscle and keep the muscle hard, whether it didn't do anything, you'll start getting soft.
Absolutely. And during this time, I've told all my clients that are still, hoping their shows happen, that this is the time to catch people slipping. If there's some shows at the end of this tunnel, when everybody comes out of this pandemic, when you walk on stage and you still did everything possible, during this quarantine or whatever, you're still going to look fantastic. There's going to be a lot of guys that are still going to jump in the shows that didn't do everything they could, and it's going to show.
Well, somebody told me yesterday, I hope this is not true, man, that they're going to try to do USAs at the end of July or whatever, or the normal day, but they're letting everyone qualify because because there's not enough shows for people to qualify. So I heard they're going to just let anyone enter USAs. Imagine how many fucking fatties would show up. There would be like 50 fucking people per class, dude.
Wow.
If you can't, because remember, qualifying bodybuilding is top 2, which still is easy to do. But if they're letting everyone do it, everyone will go.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen. So that way there is, some sort of standard. But economically, I can see that happening. Just so they can put on the show.
Dude, that would be so like fun to watch almost. Just to see how many people were delusional as fuck. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, it would be bad. Yeah, you know the memes that people post every now and then, where you have that one fat guy in his home.
Yes, it would be a ton of those dudes.
There would be a
Just
lot of those dudes.
just to say, and just so they could post that they were competing at the USA's.
Oh God.
Right? Just so they could say, "Hey, I did a national show."
Some people really, I've had people contact me where they're like, my dream is to do the USA's, and I have to tell them, I have to be blunt, for your own success, you are not ready yet.
No.
Sometimes it's a tough conversation, but it's,
That's a cringy conversation.
it is an
If
uncomfortable
somebody thinks they're really good and they're not.
Yeah, because that's happened before. Even guys that have competed for years, and they'll contact me and they're like, "I've competed and I've been doing this for 10 years, and I want to do the USA's." And I'm like, "You're not ready." And they're like, "Yeah, but I've been competing for 10 years." Yeah, you've been doing your thing, but you haven't been doing it right for 10
Yeah,
years.
exactly.
So I'd recommend an off season. Let's work on your legs. Let's work on this, and it is what it is. And, at the end of the day, from my standpoint, it's a business. So when that person, graces the stage, they're representing me as well. That's my product.
Oh yeah, dude, you can't let your quality go down. And dude, we won't mention any guys because I know you don't like the controversy as much, but there's so many guys that pump out all these athletes, right? And 90% of them look like shit because they don't pay attention to them. And then the 10% that have good genetics and that have been doing this for a while, they'll post up and be like, "Look what I could do." And to me, that's like misleading, or false advertising. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen that a lot. A couple of names pop in my mind that I've seen, they, have that one genetic guy, but then when you go and you look up the rest of their clients,
They won't post. Cool. They won't post them though.
No, they won't post them. But you'll see the actual
tag them. They'll tag the coach.
Yes, and you'll see the guy says, blah blah blah. This was a great journey, and I'm like, what the fuck? This guy was 10 weeks out. But yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. So what I've been preaching to a lot of people who either contact me or clients is, if you can't train, I would still do some cardio outside, like a fasted walk, or get your heart rate up when you wake up. And I'm big on at least for 2 weeks, do a keto diet, and get your metabolism going. And this is another thing. On a keto diet, you're not going to have much bowel movements.
Yep, that's true.
So with everyone in this fucking whole toilet paper fucking fiasco, you're barely going to be shitting.
Yeah, so you save money.
You barely will be shitting. A keto diet's perfect for that. Protein, fat, 5 to 6 times a day. It's easy to meal prep. If you're not doing shit at your house and you're walking, every once in a while, at least it'll keep the fat off while you're during this downtime. And then when you do get back in the gym and you could introduce carbs, your body's going to respond like crazy.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's so true. That's what I've been telling everybody in regards to the nutrition, but also to the home workouts. Yes, this isn't, the best, but as soon as you get back in the gym, the stimulation that you'll get from what you previously had, it's going to just spark. I mean, your body's going to go through such a positive shock.
Well, dude, and honestly, even though people don't like to admit this, I think a lot of guys that train year round, they don't believe in overtraining. They train 6-7 times a week. A couple weeks off is going to help them. With their, not necessarily their physique won't look better, but at least it'll heal some injuries.
Yeah, I think it's good just as a break for your central nervous system, your cortisol levels, hormonally. I think sometimes it's good just to take a rest, and then you get in there and mentally you're hungry for every set. It makes a big difference.
Exactly. You'll be going back wanting to destroy shit. You know what I mean? And you'll respond like crazy. People don't realize how strong muscle memory is. I mean, look at guys like Dennis Wolf that will shrink up into 180 pounds, and then they blow right back up to 270 because their bodies were there before, and it happens fast. So anybody listening to this that thinks they're going to lose muscle, hey, it's going to come back within the first couple weeks of training again. Do not stress it. But I would stress getting fat, because you should not get fat. Because if you get fat, then you got to strip the fat off before you start your off season.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's why I tell everybody, you have the opportunity right now to either take 3 steps backwards or 1 small step forward. Yes, you're not going to get all the fun stuff of the gyms and every type of food you want, all that type of stuff, but you can still make progress.
I agree 100%. And that's what people need to understand. Don't get fat, because if you get fat, you're taking steps backwards. Now, if you stay lean and you don't put body fat, you're not going backwards. You're just going to start right back up and you're going to explode. And mentally, you're going to want to kill it because you haven't been in the gym in a while. And if you do have any nagging injuries, which most people have at least something that's going wrong with them, it's going to be, great this downtime.
Yeah. No, I agree completely.
But I mean, like I said, hopefully this passes, because if people are out of the gym for 3-4 months, they're going to go nuts, dude.
Oh, yeah. For the people out there that cannot, for whatever reason, where they absolutely cannot train, the only thing I would suggest is to take that time and spend it with your family, certain people that you don't spend as much time with. Definitely, suck up every moment of those small moments. I've even had some here, of, cooking with the family, stuff I never do, but it felt so good, in the kitchen, cooking with the wife and the kids. And I'm like, I never do anything like that, but it's like, wow, this kind of, changed perspectives, a little bit here. And I, definitely indulged in that moment. So, I mean, for those out there, definitely try to find the positive in your position right now, and love your family and the people that you have here. Absolutely.
I agree. Yeah, exactly. Take the time, and while you can't train, at least focus in other aspects of your life. I agree 100%. Because, hey guys, muscle memory is the best thing ever. It comes right back. You're not going to be. It's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? So I would stress that big time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, next video, we'll get more into depth, with because we've wanted to do the blood work and stuff like that. But yeah, Boston and I, we wanted to talk to everybody out there, that is struggling, to just keep pushing forward. And if you can't, find other positive aspects of your life and take a hold of them.
And this is another good time to, if you are sick of eating, because you're, eating all this food, back it down a little bit, get your digestion back on track, feel better, just relax the body. This would be a perfect time, because, hey, when the gyms open back up, I mean, it's going to be balls out, you know what I mean? Everyone's going to be going crazy. So I think this is a good time to listen to your body. I think that's a good word. If you're hungry, don't starve yourself. Eat a balanced diet. But also, don't be forcing food down for no reason during this time. It'd be pointless.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Yeah, I think that's a good note to leave on, and then we'll do the blood work on the next one, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, this is good. I'll text you in a minute here about some other stuff. But yeah, we'll wrap it up, and then we'll do all the blood work next time.
Okay, sounds good, man.
All right, brother. You guys stay safe.
Cheers.